Hello, my friends, and welcome to Goodnight Yoga, a sequence that is meant for you to do right before you're ready to go to bed. So go ahead and come to the edge of your bed, placing the hands on the side, and come into a half forward fold like you see me doing here. So you'll want to adjust the placement of the feet until the feet are directly underneath the hips. The spine is long, lengthening through the spine and the back of the neck. And we're just going to breathe here for a few breaths. So inhaling to fill the torso with air, feeling the ribs expand from side to side and front to back. Exhaling the air all the way out. Again, inhale into the body like you wanted to fill your torso like a balloon, and exhale all the way out. We're going to take one more breath here. Now I want you to think about moving from the space in between your shoulder blades, as you see me doing here, lifting up from that space in between your shoulder blades and coming in to a cow shape, a cobra shape, and then exhaling that space between your shoulder blades back as you come into a cat shape. Letting the shoulder blades round around the sides of the ribs, and then inhale to come back forward to that cobra, cow, upward facing dog shape. And then exhale back into a standing cat, rounding through the spine, pressing the heels down. Inhale to come forward to your cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, round the spine. Good, pressing down into the heels. We'll do one more. Reaching the chest forward and the shoulders back. Exhale, round through the spine, lengthen the tailbone down towards the floor. Good, and just melt here into a forward fold if that feels right for you. So inhale to get long, and then on your exhale, begin to hinge forward from the hips, melting through the upper body, letting the head and neck hang heavy. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows if that feels good to you. And we're just going to spend a few breaths here in a forward fold. And it's totally great to have your knees deeply bent here. And then we're going to slowly roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. No rush here. To come up to stand. And now we're going to go ahead and climb into bed. So come to seated on your bed, grab a pillow, and I want you to sit with your knees off to your right. So your left hip is down on the bed, and tuck that pillow into your left hip. Turn your torso towards the pillow, and then slowly let your body come down onto the pillow for a very gentle restorative twist. And you do have the option here to take the head in the opposite direction if you want to deepen the twist. So you'll look the other way. Instead of toward your knees, you'll look in the direction opposite of your knees. That's your choice, whatever feels right here. I'm actually going to stay with my head facing forward because that feels better to me. So this is a very, very gentle twist. So really there's just a little bit of twisting in between the hips and the upper body. It should feel very relaxing. Soften your shoulders away from the ears. Everything should be totally relaxed. So release any tension you might be holding on to. And just continue to breathe into the body, expanding the ribs from side to side and front to back, exhaling the air all the way out. You'll stay here for several more breaths, and you'll hear my voice again when it's time to switch sides. Very gently and slowly press yourself up back into your seated position, and we're going to switch onto our other side. So now the knees will face the opposite direction. I'm actually going to switch around on the bed so you can still see what I'm doing. So now the pillow should be tucked in to your right hip. So we're going to do the same thing. With the pillow snuggled up into your right hip, we're going to turn our torso towards the pillow and lengthen the spine along the pillow as we slowly release the upper body down. Making yourself comfortable, you can take the gaze in the opposite direction if that feels good to you, so looking back behind you instead of in the same direction as your knees. And again, I'm going to keep my head facing forward here. Noticing any spots that you might be holding on to tension, the tops of the shoulders, the neck, maybe the jaw, or even the inside of the mouth. And go ahead and let that tension go. We're going to stay here for several breaths, and you'll hear my voice again when it's time to move. Again, very gently and slowly, press through the hands to come back up, and we're coming into child's pose. So take that same pillow and tuck it in between your knees. Take the knees wide, the big toes come together to touch, and you're going to come into child's pose with your upper body relaxing along the pillow. So if one pillow is not enough, grab another pillow. Tuck this one into your belly and do the same thing. Lengthen the spine along those pillows, however many pillows you need to be totally comfortable. Lengthening the tailbone back behind you, reaching the crown of head forward, and then softening through the entire body. And you may find here, if your hips do not come all the way down to your heels comfortably, you do have the option to place another pillow between the calves and the thighs, or maybe a rolled up throw or blanket. You could roll that up and place that in between the calves and thighs as well. Whatever you need to do to make yourself as comfortable as possible. Breathing deeply here. And then we're going to take the gaze in the opposite direction so that we can make sure the sides of our body are even, sides of our neck are even. And just let your bones become heavy. We're slowly going to press ourselves out of child's pose, and we're going to come into legs up the wall using our headboard as our wall, or just the wall if you don't have a headboard. So coming towards your headboard with your hips facing towards the headboard, we're going to roll our legs up onto the wall, coming onto our back. And it really doesn't matter here if you're super close or like a little far away, like you see here. I still have a pillow in between me and the headboard. Just as long as your legs are up and your upper body is relaxed, and that you can totally relax your legs along the wall or the headboard, whatever you're using here. So take the left hand over the heart, the right hand over your belly, and we're going to just take this time in this inversion to breathe and allow the body to settle and relax, letting your hips sink deeply down into the bed. If you happen to have a sandbag laying around, or if you have a yoga sandbag, placing that sandbag over the bottoms of your feet can feel wonderful in legs up the wall. So go ahead and begin to bend the knees, and we're going to come away slightly from the headboard. So bend the knees and gently shimmy your body away from the top of your bed. You don't have to go too far. And just enough that you can place the soles of your feet down on the bed. So cross your right ankle over your left knee. So your knees start out bent, and then cross the right ankle over the left knee. Flex the right foot. And we're coming into a figure 4 stretch. So if you feel a stretch without lifting the leg, just stay exactly where you are. If you would like a little bit more of a stretch, thread the arms through that space and grab the back of the left thigh, drawing that left thigh toward the chest. And if you can, moving that right knee, not pushing, but just energetically moving that right knee away from the body for an outer hip stretch. And now we're just going to take that whole pose, the whole situation, and we're going to let it fall over to the left. So you're going to take that right foot all the way down to the bed for a gentle twist. You can take the arms out into a T or into cactus arms like you see me doing here. Coming into a gentle twist. Maybe you still feel a gentle outer thigh stretch and outer hip stretch. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Slowly and gently, you're going to bring the legs back to center, placing both feet back down on the bed, bending the knees. Now cross the left ankle over the right knee, letting the left ankle hang slightly off of that right knee. Flex the left foot. And if you'd like a little bit more of a stretch, threading the arms through to grab the back of the right thigh. Drawing the right thigh in towards the chest, thinking about moving the left knee away from the body. Try to release any tension in the tops of your shoulders here. Don't let them sneak up towards your ears, but just soften the tops of the traps. And like we did before, we're going to lower the right knee down to the bed and let the whole thing come over to the right. For a gentle twist. Again, arms can be in a T shape or a cactus shape, whichever feels better to you. And we're just going to breathe here. We're going to slowly and gently bring both knees back to center and then gather the knees in towards the chest, hugging the knees and shins in towards the chest and slowly releasing. As we come into our final pose, you'll need to do just a tiny bit of setup. So take a pillow or two and stack them on each other so that you have an angled backrest. So like you see here, I'm taking my sit bones and my hips right up into the base of that pillow. I'm bringing the soles of my feet to touch, and then I'm going to slowly lean back for a supported Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose. So you can play with this one a little bit until you get it right. You want to be as comfortable as possible. And here I'm actually going to take some pillows underneath my knees, which you can do the same thing. So you'll need quite a few pillows here, a couple behind your back, one underneath each knee if that feels good. This pose is wonderful if you're expecting. Keeps you elevated a little bit so you don't have the full weight of baby on you, like if you lay on your back. So taking the left hand over your heart, right hand over your belly, we're going to just relax here. You can let go of any conscious breathing and just let your breath be totally natural and normal. Letting your bones feel heavy, letting your body sink down into the bed, into your pillows. Breathing in, breathing out. I invite you to stay here for as long as you like. And maybe you'll just go ahead and fall asleep right here. Wishing you the sweetest of dreams and a restful night's sleep. Wishing you love and peace. Namaste.